Day 28. We stayed at a rustic, primitive campsite last night at milepost 65 on the Richardson Highway.
It's good for just a place to stay at night. Very quiet. We discovered this morning that the oil transfer pump station for the pipeline is literally across the street. They were flying in helicopters all morning.
That's fine. It wasn't that bad.
It was totally fine.
We were the only people there. There's about 6 camp spots. There's 2 spots that if you were towing a trailer that you could get into. They're pull-through sites. The other ones would all be back in either truck, camper, van, tent, something small.
Probably not a huge trailer. I wouldn't pull in there with a big fifth wheel.
Yeah, the turning radius was pretty tight in there. Traffic update from Alex.
We are heading west on the 1 from Glen Allen towards Palmer. We've probably driven 20-ish miles, I guess. A lot of bumps on this road. Need to either plan on slowing down a lot or keep it at about 50. They're kind of send you to the moon in a truck camper, so be a little careful on this one. We just passed Tulsana Lake Road, the Wilderness, Tulsana Wilderness Campground, I think. Pretty big one, you can see it. It's a common area. That's it. Back to you in the studio.
Scenery today along the Highway 1 has been less impressive than the rest of our journey across Alaska. Stay tuned. The views along Highway 1 might have been better than what I had previously reported. We've come across this fire that seems to have been blocking the view, because now in the distance we do see some mountains. We ended up driving further than we planned.
Probably at least an hour, I'd say.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah. The spots that I had originally picked out were being flooded out by the river. The river's so high right now.
The what's it called?
Matanuska.
Matanuska River.
So we just kept having to push on further and further and further. And this spot that we found is actually on the river too. So I had doubts. I was like, it's probably not going to be it. I was kind of getting disappointed. And there was road construction. And so we weren't able to turn into the spot. So we had to drive past it and turn around. And when we drove past it, there were tons of campers out here. So we're like, oh, sweet. And the river's not very high here. So.
This is the K-N-I-K, Nick River. Nick River.
Yeah, so summer solstice. We're here. It's also Friday. Oh, there was one spot that actually would have been good, but it was already packed. So I think being a Friday and you're in first come, first serve, it's you gotta keep some flexibility. So we're here and it's good and it's free. We'll see how the night goes. There might be some partiers happening.
This is giving off some vibes from previous vacations in Mexico.
That's all right. It'll be fine. There's lots of four-wheelers and motorcycles, and Alex wishes he had his dirt bike, so.
Yeah, it'd be fun ripping across this lake bed.
River. We're not on a lake.
It's a huge river. Look it up. The Nick River.
Yeah. We had to drive through the river to get to this spot. Alex was not excited about that. And we had stopped and there was a guy on the other side with his family, and he jumped in his little side-by-side and drove through the river and came over and told us, like, we saw him drive through and it was going over the top of his tires in his side-by-side. And Alex said, we're not going over there. And then he convinced us that if we went further down, it was more shallow. That was no problem at all.
That was dumber than a box of rocks. That was stupid. Judging by the tires, I'm 18 inches deep.
I was worried about sinkholes and stuff. I mean, he didn't hit any in the side by side, so I tried to follow his path. We did okay, but he sat up a little bit further. It was a lot deeper, and there's a big hole. But it looked easier. I'm pretty sure he just sat up to watch idiots like me get my truck stuck.
He helped us though. I think
He did. He totally
yeah,
helped us.
yeah.
Showed us the right way.
Yeah.
I would have gone the other way. I think I would have taken the short path, but it was much deeper. But you couldn't tell the depth.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he has a good time helping people, and
It's gonna get busier. It's Friday.
I'm hoping with this heat, the river doesn't come up a bunch of snow melt and cause us a problem. But we're out of here in the morning, so how bad could it get?
Well, we're pretty far from the river. There's lots of people camp
No,
right.
I'm getting back through the
Oh,
hole.
through the hole. Maybe we'll be here another night. Who knows?
I don't know. Truck did great. It was no issues.
It
at
didn't
all.
feel like it had any issues at all.
We had her in 4 low, and I just stopped on it.
All right. Well, tomorrow we are heading south and then east, assuming we get out of here, obviously. So
We might get on a floodplain and die tomorrow.
thanks for watching. Join us on our next adventure.